So Gemma, hi, welcome to Mogul Love. How are you?
Honest answer, tired.
How are you? You don't look it. You look very glam.
Oh, thank you. I'm getting my hair done. Thank God later on today. So I'm just, this is on its last legs now. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do any more podcasts.
Yeah, well, it looks great. God, honestly, I was like, straight the hair, just as get it dyed, get it cut. I'm like, oh my
The
goodness.
joy of dry shampoo.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad you're well, as you say, and and I know it's a busy time for you, but you've been sort of speaking openly about your battle with anorexia. And like, how did you feel when you heard like the terrible, tragic news of Nikki Graham? Like, how did it affect you?
Oh, massively, Lisa. I'm not going to lie. Fortunately, one of my best friends actually called me to tell me, thank God, because if I'd have seen that through social media, and all the messages that literally came pouring in within a matter of minutes, I think I would have struggled even more. But I think for me, knowing Nikki and knowing how similar our journeys were, and also knowing that just a month ago she was fighting, and then she's gone, and I think for me this is going to sound, I hope this doesn't sound heartless, but we see this all the time, and I say that because it needs to be said, in terms of I'm just so upset that it's taken a beautiful young woman who was in the profile, like public eye, in her death, to make people realise that this is serious. And I think the reason I've stepped up and done all of the interviews is, of course, it makes sense. You know, I'm an actor and I'm the charity manager of an eating disorder support service, and I've been talking about this for the last 10 years, but also having the blessing of Nikki's closest family and friends to speak for her is about making sure that her legacy continues and that her death isn't in vain.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, as you say, I know it's just horrendous news. And I've met Nikki a few times as well. She was so lovely and so full of life, and something so tragic. But at least maybe, you know, we can like get that message out there and just help more people. As you say, it's so sad that it is, you have to do this, but you know, but hopefully her legacy or something, you know, people just remember her, and we try and like raise more awareness, really, because it is so tragic. At your worst point, Gemma, with anorexia, how did you actually come back from that, like physically and emotionally? Because it must have been so tough for you.
I was very, 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 very poorly, and bizarrely enough, I didn't get the help that I needed straight away because I wasn't low enough in weight to be deemed to have a problem. So the GP said, and this is what the whole narrative needs, it is in the UK, and needs changing, it needs changing fast. The whole BMI threshold needs scrapping, and fortunately just last week the Women's Inequality Committee launched a review for at government level to scrap this, to look at the obesity strategy, to look at all of the harmful things that are being sort of spouted at us in the world at the moment that are not helping when it comes to eating disorders.
Agreed.
Just going back to sort of myself, you know, cut to a year and a half after the GP appointment and being turned away, and I was put on bed rest in a children's psychiatric unit and told if I didn't eat or drink within 24 hours I'd be dead. And that happened 4 times over 13 years and accumulated in a heart attack at around 18.
Oh my God. Yeah, Gemma, so you had a heart attack?
Yeah, at 18. Which was just, I mean, even to this day, like, it still feels quite surreal saying it. You know, it's very strange when you've been through something like this for 13 years, how you sort of see it as just like, well, it happened and it is what it is. But for the outside looking in, it's like,
it's quite shocking for myself just to listen to, as you say, you were so young and to have a heart attack. And like, how are you now? How's your body and your fitness and like your health? How are you feeling?
Well, after the heart attack, I went back into an eating disorder unit, and I found out that one of my best friends had taken his own life. And for me, it was around that time where I thought, I'm doing the exact same thing as what Leah's had to go through, but I'm doing it much slower. I'm right in front of my parents' eyes. And I think, just to answer your last sort of question and lead on to this one, that was my moment of going, I can't do this anymore. And at that point, be really honest, Lisa, I was so low in self-esteem, so low in confidence, I couldn't do it for myself. But one thing I could do it for was for my mum and dad and my family. But through that fight and love for them, I started to gain a fight and love for me again. And I think what was really key and integral, and I think this is something that anybody watching who's going through an eating disorder or is a parent or a carer to somebody suffering, it's so important that you connect with that person and not with the eating disorder. And I think that's what mum and dad did brilliantly.
Yes.
So they remembered who their daughter was, and they started to bring me back. And I also spoke to a therapist about me as a person, and not just about calories and numbers and food diaries and all of that sort of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And then that recovery took, the next stage of the recovery took, I think I was 24 when I got into drama school.
Yes.
It was just nuts, because I was like, I remember thinking, in hospital again at 16, watching Emmerdale and Holby City, thinking that's my dream, I want to do that. Like, I never lost it. And then there I was at drama school training to be a professional actor. And then within a year, I got a 3-year contract in Emmerdale.
Oh my God.
So it was mad. So I kind of went from institutions, hospitals, therapy, getting back out into the workplace, doing like jobs and worked in cafes and retail and all sorts, just trying to get my confidence back to live in the real world.
Yes.
So that was the next stage of the recovery. And then boom, I was off. So actually, a lot of people say, did that not have a detrimental impact on your journey? Because being in the public eye is hard.
Yes, it is. It's not easy, is it?
But I was kind of like, it was a fight or flight kind of thing. I'd fought for everything my whole life anyway. I'd fought for my life. Like, I was not going to lose this opportunity, and I was not going to let any of this go to my head.
Yes.
So actually, I dealt with it really well, and I feel like I still do, because I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, how am I now?
And you seem confident, and you're absolutely gorgeous. But as you say, I understand it. And I've worked with people, and if you're not feeling good about yourself, but as you say, if you're talking to the right coaches, as you say, it's not about weight or numbers. As you say, it's just about you as a person. So you've got your charity. What do you do to support others in your charity?
So at Seed, it was co-founded by my amazing parents 21 years ago while I was in hospital. I mean, they are nuts, Some mum and dad, typical mum and dad, like, we're not only going through hell and turmoil and got 3 other kids to support, let's go and help everybody else. But that's how amazing they are.
Oh, that's lovely, though.
They are. And I became patron 10 years ago and have become more and more involved ever since. And now I'm manager. And what we do is we pride ourselves on, as I said, supporting the person, not the eating disorder. And we not just look after the carers, but we look after the sufferers as well. So we run workshops, we do support groups, albeit online at the moment. Okay. We've got text buddy schemes, email buddy schemes, where a lot of our volunteers pair up with those who are struggling. We also have a wealth of literature and resource and self-help documents on the website, because as we know, sometimes people just want to do things at their own pace and not ready to speak to somebody face to face. But if it's there, knowledge is power. So we do all of that. And at the moment, our resources have been massively depleted, but we're putting in funding bids to try and create a recovery after the recovery program. For instances like what I went through, it's all well and good going through the eating disorder, but then there's a life after. And when you spent your life in and out of institutions and seen some horrific things, how do you then just go back into the real world and gain the confidence? So there's lots of things and aspirations that we've got to do more. But at the moment, you know, I am so proud of everything that we are doing and how we're managing to keep up. I don't know.
Yes.
We've seen 100 referrals in the last week.
Really? Oh, but that's, as you say, that's at least people are coming to you and people are actually speaking out and they're actually finding you. So if there's any parents out there, perhaps we could have a link to your site and we can then direct anyone, because as a mum, if I had my daughter, well, I've got a son and daughter, but you know, it's frightening, and you don't know where to turn or where to get that advice. So if we could come through and you'd have that.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's fantastic, as you say, because just if you can help one person, that would be lovely. So, you know, but I do have to ask you, you know, you were in Emmerdale and Holby. What do you miss about the series? Do you miss being like in the show or?
Yeah, Basker, who played what was it? So my son's granddad. So Basker tweeted the other day, and he sent us a picture of all of the Breckle Spencer family with the Sharmers and little baby Archie.
Oh,
God, how was that? Like, I think it was 5 years ago I left.
Was it? It just
I know. I mean, I don't know where it's gone, but I miss that family. You know, it's such a, you know, and it's in Leeds, which, you know, I'm a Hull girl, so my roots are there. And I miss that. And Holby, you know, she's a recurring character as Sydney, so she might well come back one day. But at the moment, because of COVID, everything, there's no acting. Well, there's a few shows and a few select actors who are still working, but to be really honest, the rest of us, there's just nothing at the moment, and there hasn't been for the last year. And I do really hope that once the world kicks off again, that people support the arts, you know, because I miss my acting, and I know that from the other side the audience misses it too. Not me acting specifically, I'm not like that egotistical. I mean, just like people miss me on stage, you know. Not what I meant, but just like that escapism, you know, that entertainment. And you know what was really sad at Christmas, like with pantomime, seeing that not happen. Like,
I know, I miss it. I love going up to London and like watching. So it's great. Would you ever go into theatre?
Yeah, well, God, before the tour, I was before lockdown, I'd been on tour for 7 months.
Oh, really?
I was literally packing my suitcase here for the next trip to wherever we were. I think we were going to Brighton. We just got back from Shrewsbury or somewhere. So yeah, like I was on stage every single night around the country with Bob Dawes, Robert Duncan, Mark Curry, Greg Gazy. You know, like it was a big UK #1 tour, and then it stopped. None of us got to see each other again.
Oh my goodness! Will that like be reinstated at all? Do you know? Or
no, I think it's done. It's gone. You know, financially, like why pick up a tour that only had 2 months left to go? Like that's how brutal it's been. And for a lot of theatres, you know. And hopefully we'll get back on there.
What would be your dream acting role? What would you love to do? James one of the Gone Girls.
Oh, I don't think I'm that physique, love. I mean,
you look
oh, babe, no. But God, I mean that would be great to change the narrative, bring a northern tough cookie in there. Why not?
Absolutely.
But no, I think I'd love to do more comedy.
Yes.
You know, Rachel was quite a feisty, gritty character. Sydney in Holby I loved because she had a right spark. I'd love to do more comedy, but I'd also love to do like more of the, you know, the gritty sort of Saran Jones type dramas.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
You know, like
love
such
her.
An idol. But you know, like, oh gosh, there's so much, like Vera and all of those things. Like I'm getting older, you know. I'm 37 next month.
Are you? I was gonna say that's not old anyway. I'm not older than that, but yeah.
You know, maybe I can start moving into the kick-ass detective genre, or the savaged mum who's fighting for a kid.
Yeah, I could see you playing that part, you know.
Or equally mirror my own life, be a Bridget Jones for the late 30s northern single women out there who live in London and ain't got a clue.
Well, you need to contact me then, Gemma.
That's a new series.
Yeah, that's definitely a new series. Gemma, what advice would you give like your 16-year-old self?
You matter.
Good. Yeah, as you say, you've been through a long, hard journey, but actually, you know, if you could be back there again, you know,
I wish I knew how worthy I was.
Yes, yeah, I think you do. I was saying to my mum the other day, you know, you don't actually realise how good you are. You know, you've got your skin like at 16, 17, you got like, you look amazing. And I can't wear like mini skirts now, and I probably would never get. As you say, if I could see my back self when I was 16, I was like, God, you got it all, girl, and you don't realise, do you? You just lack confidence, but you just have that little bit of confidence. You know, you're like, as you say, you know, when I look at you now, Jim, you're so glamorous, and you know, you look fantastic, and you sit. You've got tracky bottoms on. That's all.
Babe, look at the roots.
You look great.
The roots are rough, there. Oh my God.
Oh no, you look great. And as I said, last time I saw it was here, I can't remember how many years ago it was. It was a long time ago. And yeah, I think you got more glamorous with age. So
oh, bless you. That's nice. Thank you. And hopefully we'll get to see each other in the real world again soon.
You never know, I might see you at the theatre. You have to keep us posted. Like, let us know, because I'm sure all our ladies would love to come and see you and watch your performance. And I do remember one thing. I was playing I played what's it called, you know, the Yellow Brick Road, and they made
Dorothy.
Yeah, I wasn't Dorothy, I was a bloody dog. I mean, like they said, I know, can you believe it? I was Toto the dog, and I had like one thing to do, and that was it. I was so
that's hilarious.
That
well, if it makes you feel any better, I've played the Panto horse.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Back end.
Oh, and the back end, seriously.
Yeah. I loved it. It was great.
Well, it makes you stronger, it makes you more determined to be like, you know, the leading role. So hey, you know, you definitely done that. You achieved your dream. So but no, well done, and thank you, you know, as you say, for bringing like awareness and helping others. And you know, definitely would love to help all our audience. So thank you so much for your time. I know you've got hundreds of interviews today.
Yeah, I've got another one now in 2 minutes. Yeah.
So but no, good to see you, and hopefully see you soon. And take care, and stay strong. And you are absolutely glamorous. So nice to see you.
And you, lovely. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, lovely. Bye.
Bye.